very briefly, you touched on something I liked about that there is all this incredible technology out there, but organisations either aren't using it at all, aren't using it properly, or aren't designing it to actually benefit what they need to know. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, all of us, Sam, would say it's very. I mean, I've been guilty of this myself a couple of times. It's very easy to get seduced by the technology itself, and think, it's like a sweetie shop. Here's all the things that I want to do, and really getting focused on. And I think, Monica mentioned putting our colleagues at the heart of it and thinking about human-centered design. What is it actually we're trying to achieve? And think about the outcomes rather than just sort of, I need data.
I've got all these numbers.
I've got, and the data, it can feel like just standing in front of a fire hose, being blasted with too much information. You don't know what to do with it. You're not really equipped for it because that's not been your bag for, the last X number of years.
Sure.
So getting really clear about what you want to do with it is really important rather than just totally getting seduced by the technology, which is a danger.
And I think we said on stage, it's making sure you understand the business problem first, because you can get overwhelmed by all this possible information and all these possible hypotheses and insights you could drive, but actually what is it that would add value to the business?
Or what problem are we trying to solve?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you always know in any, you can answer a lot of questions, but actually honing it down to what is the issue, what is the problem, what's the real question we're trying to answer, and then use your data from many different sources to bring a perspective to that maybe in HR we only intuitively knew before.
I think it's really that from my perspective, one of the things that you said was it's time to, if you came into HR because you didn't like data, you need to
get into bed with the numbers.
That idea. And so historically, HR has got the most important data. It's got the missing pieces of data that the rest of the business can't do without. You can't do profitability, you can't do your margins correctly, you can't understand the risk of organisational change without it. Some of that involves very sensitive data, salary, tenure, this kind of thing. So that needs to stay in HR, right? And you need data-skilled people within HR to make use of that, because you can't circulate that to the broader business typically, right?
I think some and some. I think some of it, a manager should have access to the information to be able to run their teams, but I think they need assistance. I think just like emptying it all out on top of the manager and going off you go, it's not fair really on them. We've got a responsibility to help people navigate their way through that. So I think it's some and some, I think that's important.
Yeah, we're taking quite an agile approach currently on that, and we're looking at saying, right, if I sit in the shoes of being a people manager, what is it we want them to do around their people, and therefore what information do they need? What scorecard, Workday allows you to have that scorecard. What scorecard does your people manager need to do their job brilliantly, right? So they don't have to think about it, right? Because they want, almost, we need to describe that, and of course we continue to develop that. But I think, understanding what they really want and what we want managers to be looking at to do their job well is something that we need to help them with.
And very recently, I've set up we've set up a small team called Digital People Solutions, and I've never had that before in anywhere I've worked, because we just need it, to help navigate all the different systems, to help knit things together and help, decide what people should have in terms of the scorecards and stuff like that. Never had it before, but it's just such a weight and richness of data now that, we've got to try and think through how to use it properly. Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Really appreciate your time, Nigel, Monica. Thank you so much. We're here throughout the day talking to amazing people like these two. So stay tuned. We're at HRD Community on Twitter.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back shortly.
Thank you very much.